Now that you know how to make smoother transitions, you're ready to learn how to make a smooth 3D slicing transition. To start, go to multi-layer. Place your video in the first layer and add this mask to it. Then copy layer 1 into layers 2 and 3. This way the mask will also be copied. However, we'll place the mask in a different position for each one. On the left side for layer 1, in the center for layer 2, and on the right side for layer 3. Let's do that now. Move the video to the left side with your fingers and use the arrows to place the video right in the corner. This is very important, otherwise there will be visible gaps between the layers. I have exported each mask with its position so you can import them directly into your layers instead of following all these steps. You can find them in the contents of this lesson. To import them, go to the masking screen and tap this button, then choose Import as Shape Mask. As you can see, there are no gaps between layers. The next step will be to slide each layer in with the rhythm of the music, so that would be tap, tap, tap. But to make it a bit different, layers 1 and 3 will slide in from the top, while layer 2 will slide up. So that would be tap, tap, tap. Be careful with the anchor point. The picture or video rotates and scales around it. You won't notice it with this slide, but you will scaling up or rotating. It's better to have the anchor point in the middle of the footage unless you'd like to achieve a special look. After tapping the anchor, move the video to the left side again. As you'll notice, it looks different when it's scaled up or rotated, now that the anchor point is centered. Let's focus on the slide now. First, place the video up and outside the frame. Search for the first tap in the audio and set a keyframe for path. This is where the transition will end. Move back a few frames and place another keyframe. This is where this slide will begin. Next, slide the video down in the last keyframe. Here's how it looks. Do the same for layers 2 and 3, but remember to slide the video up from the bottom for layer 2. Some tips for layer 2. You have the reference of the corners in layers 1 and 3, but for layer 2 it gets complicated. You may think the clip is in the middle when it's actually moved a bit to one side. Tap Options, then center horizontally to center the clip. This is what we've done so far. Now, let's make it smoother. You already know how to make transitions smoother using turbulence, and that works best for transitions that have 2 clips, like the spin transition we made in the previous course. But this one has 3 clips, so we'll use another method instead. Tap the graph for path and choose a pre-made graph or create your own. I'm going to make my own as I want the transition to start fast and end slow, like this. Don't forget to save the graph as a QR code to use in the future. Add tracking blur to make it even smoother. To import the graph into the other 2 layers, go to the custom graph screen and tap the QR code icon. Don't forget to add tracking blur. Here's how our slides look with the added graph and blur. You can leave it as it is, or add some panning to make it look less stiff. Panning adds movement to your footage. Think of it like moving a camera, like this. Place the video in multi-layer and add turbulence too. Make it very slow and save the effect to about 20 throughout the clip. Now add keyframes for rotation every 15 frames, give or take. The video will first rotate to the left, then to the right, and so on. Each time you rotate, set it to 1%. Add this graph to every keyframe for rotation. Don't forget to add mirroring. I like to increase the size a bit so the mirroring doesn't show as much. Finally, add tracking blur or reduce star motion blur. I'll use the latter. Did you notice the difference in the transition with and without the panning? It's pretty cool. Well, we've come to the end of the lesson and now it's your turn to make this transition. When done, don't forget to share it on Instagram and TikTok using our hashtag so we can check it out. And as usual, you can find the material I used in the contents of the lesson. The next transition will be the 1-4 transition, we'll call it like that, and I'm sure you'll love it, so see you then!